Hello, my name is Kamaria Morris.
And my name is Maci Hutcheson, and we did our group presentation over obesity prevention.
If you ask many people today would they prefer a hamburger or a fruit, we can all agree that most people would choose a hamburger. Foods like hamburgers satisfy our taste, but can lead to a common medical condition called obesity. Obesity is a condition where excess fat accumulates in the body, leading to health factors that can reduce life expectancy. The body mass index is a system that measures the weight of a person and determines if that person is obese or not. A person is considered obese if their BMI measures above 20% the normal weight. Obesity is a growing condition that is affecting cultures worldwide. In this presentation, we will discuss the importance of obesity and vital ways to prevent it. The condition occurs when a person excessively consumes more calories than the body needs or burn. Children are more prone to obesity because of the choice of foods they choose to eat. Surprisingly, children are becoming just as obese as adults are. Junk foods such as candy and desserts, which are common foods that children eat, lead to obesity. There are many factors to take into consideration when discussing the cause of obesity. Genetics, psychological, and physical activity are some out of many that are very important. Genetics play a big role in dealing with obesity. According to the CDC, a commonly quoted genetic explanation for the rapid rise in obesity is the mismatch between today's environment and energy-thrifted genes. Thrifted genes are said to give the drive of overeating. Another factor that drives people to become obese is psychological factors. Psychological factors contribute a lot to eating habits. Many people eat to satisfy a negative emotion such as boredom, depression, sadness, anger, and etc. The last factor, which in my opinion is the most important, is physical activity. Physical activity such as exercising can decrease your risk of obesity by burning excess fat that is not needed. It can also decrease your chances of getting diseases such as diabetes or cardiovascular disease. There are not as many symptoms of obesity except the noticeably increase of body weight. Fatigue, breathlessness, lethargy, oversweating, and difficulty doing daily activities can be a sign of obesity. When people pay attention to these symptoms and other problems start to manifest, some might seek a physician. Most of the times, people do not pay much attention towards these changes in the body. They visit the physician only after the serious manifestation of the disease has occurred. Some complications caused by obesity are said to be resolved by losing weight by doing physical activities. According to the CDC, during the past 20 years, more than one-third of U.S. adults, which is 37.7%, and approximately 17% of children and adolescents aged 2 through 19 years are obese. Beginning from 1990 through 2010, there was a dramatic increase in obesity. No state met the nation's Healthy People 2010 goal to lower obesity prevalence to 15%. Rather, in 2010, there were 12 states with an obesity prevalence of 30%. In 2000, no state had an obesity prevalence of 30% or more.
Obesity has fast grown into an epidemic in our country, and the prevalence of information on obesity is ever increasing. From documentaries to news reports, print advertisements, and scholarly articles, there is a never-ending feed calling all Americans to arms to combat this fight against obesity. So naturally, there are millions of obesity prevention programs all around the country being started in order to bring about a healthy community and a healthy workforce. Each program has its own individual features, but there are 5 main themes that are consistent with just about every program. The first theme that most programs are based upon is changing your eating habits from that of foods high in fat and sugars to healthier foods that are low in calories and high in vitamins and nutrients. It's okay to treat yourself to a fatty snack like French fries or chocolate ice cream every once in a while, but make sure that most of the time your food choices promote a healthy weight. The second theme goes hand in hand with the first. always falling closely behind better eating habits is exercising regularly. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, you need to get 150 to 250 minutes of moderate intensity exercise a day to prevent weight gain. Many people complain about not having time to work out or not enjoying participating in physical activity. To make sure that you stick to your physical activity regimen, it is important that you evaluate your schedule so you can work in some physical activity several times a week. It is also important that you find an activity such as Zumba, soccer, swimming, or even just walking that you enjoy. By doing this, you'll actually enjoy this part of your weight loss program. You might also want to find family members or friends who will support your weight loss efforts. Exercise is a great opportunity to socialize, so by inviting your friends to exercise with you or forming new friends with your exercise program, within your exercise program, you create a support group who will motivate you to achieving your goal weight. The third theme that is consistent with every exercise program is monitoring your weight regularly. People who weigh themselves at least once a week are more successful in keeping off excess pounds. By weighing yourself at regular intervals, you can keep track of how close you are to achieving your goal weight. If you are on track with your goal, you can reward yourself with non-food treats, such as a new book, a purse, or a relaxing bath. If you are not on track with your goal, checking your weight will help you detect small weight gains before they become big problems. The fourth theme is learning and avoiding the food traps that cause you to eat. A strategy that is very popular in many weight loss programs is to keep a food journal, so that you can keep track of what you eat and how much you eat throughout the day. But it is also important to try and include when you eat, how hungry you are, and how you're feeling when you are eating. This will help you to better associate what situations are most related to your eating habits. For example, if you eat the most when you're stressed, you can train yourself to handle stressful situations in a different way than going to the nearest drive-thru and ordering a giant cheeseburger and a large Coke. Instead, maybe after work, you can go hit a few baseballs to release some tension, or maybe even keep a diary to get all those emotions out on a piece of paper. The fifth and final theme is being consistent. It's easy to get off track of a weight loss program. All of these fatty foods taste so much better than broccoli and apples, and they even make you feel better emotionally. After a long day at school or work, the last thing anyone wants to do is go on a run or play a game of hockey. As you get farther along in your program, however, you will find that by laying off the fast food and eating healthy, your body is starting to look and feel better. You may even start to notice that when you pick up a fatty snack, you just feel sick and lethargic later. You'll find that you have more energy for activities during the day once you make physical activity a part of your daily routine. It won't be as hard to get off the couch anymore. By sticking with your program, rather than giving up because it's too hard in the beginning, you'll be proud of the results you get physically as well as emotionally. It is important to remember that people who lose weight gradually and steadily are more successful at keeping weight off. The culture that we live in is more concerned with instant results. Hard work and patience is almost never an option, but it is important to remember that the fast, easy way may not be the best way. If you try to lose weight too quickly, it may result in unhealthy weight loss, and if you stray from this program, you will be likely to gain back all the weight that you lost. It may be discouraging at times, but if you choose to lose weight just a little at a time, you will find that those healthy choices that seem hard at first will become just another part of your lifestyle. This class focuses much of its attention on worksite health promotion, and there are ways that you can stick to your weight loss program with the help of your employer. Although things like job stress, overbooked schedules, few breaks, and nighttime work shifts can promote poor eating and little exercise, there are things that your employer can do on the job to help combat these issues. They can implement policies that include nutrition classes, on-site exercise facilities, access to nutritionists and counselors, and worksite policies that provide healthier foods and reimburse exercise-related expenses. These policies will not only benefit you, however, but also your employer. Obesity, with its links to many chronic conditions, is a huge drain on corporate health. It can sap productivity, worsen mobility and morale, and increase health care claims, sick days, and occupational injuries. If a company implements a program for obesity prevention, it can combat these trends. Obesity prevention and correction may seem like a daunting and discouraging task at first, but ultimately it can benefit you as an individual, on a community level, and even at your place of employment. The steps that you must take to correct this nationwide epidemic are very simple, And if you stick strictly to these steps, you will be one step closer to a healthier lifestyle and to curing a chronic condition plaguing our nation.